Hi, welcome to a brand new series where I'm going to conquer the Frontend Mentor. So, Frontend Mentor is a very good website which I've got many. When you log into this site, you should go to this solutions. So, what it have? It have got this all of this different challenges, and they provide everything. Means the images, what the styles, what the color, and all those things, which are actually very confusing when you are a developer, but they are quite challenging. So we will complete quite a lot of them, and as you know, CSS is something which you should always practice. Then only you can learn. So the first one which we are going to do, I don't want to. I want to do this. Not solution. You have to go to challenges. Okay. So they have solutions also. So easier first, make it easier first, and we will do this Fylo one. View challenge. This is a nice looking challenge, and what you have to do, you have to start the challenge by downloading it. So it contains everything, only except the sketch files. It is not required. They have that images. We can work with that. So start the challenge, and it is downloading. So it got downloaded. So what I will do, let me I will open it in VS Code so that you can see I have extracted it, and let me open Visual VS Code here, and okay, so this is VS Code. See, I have extracted it in this Fylo data. So let me move it. Yeah, and it is open. Let me split the screen. Yeah, we have both of them side by side. So what they have provided, let us see what they have provided. They have provided this designs they have provided. So the desktop design they have provided, mobile design they have provided, then they have provided the images which we are going to use. This is background. Then the icons are as SVG, so we cannot see them directly. And one of the very important file is this style guide, which they have provided all the colors and all the fonts. Even the fonts they have provided what we are going to use, and the readme. It doesn't, readme is okay, you can read it, but the main thing is style guide, everything is provided. And then we have the basic index.html. So let me go live and see. When I go live, I don't need this anymore. This is what we have because of all this, the basic, just the statements they have given. So let me also open somewhere those design images so that I can I can see them. desktop design and mobile design. So let's get started then. We will start with the HTML first, and then because even the structure is not there, the div tags and the style tags, all just they have given the body. In the body they have given everything, so we have to write everything here. So first thing first, I don't need this style attribution. Okay, so let me remove it. Even I don't need this. So I have removed that also. And as usual, everything we are going to wrap in a container. So let me start our code. It will be a long code, means div dot container. This is a shortcut, div dot container, and I will press tab. It will prepare a class of container. Then main will use the main tag, semantic tag, main dot card. It will prepare the main. Then section dot navigation, it will create the class of navigation. Then inside this, let me have this img src dot slash images. Already we have already the images, and images will have the logo, and it will be called logo. And while inside this navigation class only, we will have our navigation bar. So let us have the navigation bar here only. Nav dot navigation bar, and then the button dot nav item. Let's give it a name also. Document image is c equal to images icon document dot svg. Alt is document icon. So what we are doing, we are making that this Fylo thing first. So let me close it. So this image, let me show how much it is. So it will auto reload. Okay, yeah, see, till this our first icon has been done. Icon document is done. So similar, this button will have 3 times, as you might have guessed, 3 times. Let me copy this. So nav item it is again. So the next one, the name is folder. So who might have guessed what we are doing here. This three we are creating. Okay. So the folder is icon is folder, alt document alt, let it be the correct, it's let it be folder icon, now item folder. The third one is, let name is upload images icon, upload.svg, upload is been done. So our section is navigation. We have a image where, okay, okay, let's move forward then. After that, we will create a detail. This section is completed. Okay, so now we will create the detail wrapper. Detail wrapper means what? We are going to do this now, this one. Okay, so this image, it has been not been shown because it is background is it is of white, means this is white, so it is not been shown. Okay, so next thing which we are going to do, this the detail wrapper, so that will be done after this section. We have this section, so after this section, div dot details wrapper, and then div dot details. It is that part is a bit complicated. We are going to use position absolute and all in that. And let me, we will have this, let me cut this here, 185 GB let. And if you can see this 185 GB is, that design is a bit different, so that's why what we are going to do, we are going to have a span around it so that we can design it, we can change the CSS differently. So why we are using spans? The spans are very good when we don't want to change the line. So spans are inline element, so it will be good than a div, so it will not change line. So this is done, and then div details remaining. After this, then we'll have a section dot details container, sections dot detail container we'll have, and this one, this, this whole thing will be a paragraph. And 185 GB is bold, as you can see in this design. 185 GB, it is bold, so let me make it bold. So after that, we have a range indicator class, because we have a range, this all range, so we need to make that div dot range indicator container, and then div dot range indicator. We're going to make it completely through the CSS, so we'll just have a placeholder right now, div dot range dash point. Okay, then after that we'll have a div dot de details range, and within this we'll have this 0 and 1000 GB. So this, let me have a span around it, a span, span, let me save it, and this is what we have right now. So we are seeing no style, so it's time to go to our styles.css. I think we have also not included it, so let's just include it, and we have to create it also. So after here, link styles.css. so we need only these two files. This is a complete CSS challenge and we don't have anything else. So let me create new file, styles.css. so let us do the first thing. What they're saying that we have to use this font railway. So will this work, or I have to go directly to Google Fonts? So I'm here. Oh, it directly opened it, and what they're telling that 400 and 700 we have to take. Let me go down, regular 400, this one I will select, and this one I will select bold 700. Okay, then I have to go to embed, then I have to go to imports, and I have to import this. So this is the way to use Google Font. You can go to the site and also select very good fonts, which is much better than the fonts which we have. I think I have to increase the font size a bit. Okay, so this is done. Then we will do some basic setup like HTML. Box sizing is border box, and font family. This is the main thing. Font family, which we have just imported, and if we import something from Google, means Google Fonts, we have to use it within quotes. So relay, which is given here, relay, comma. See, this is our fallback font, sans serif, so that if this doesn't work on any browser, we fail back to a safe font, which is sans serif. So see, the design have changed already, railway, and then some other basic stuff we are going to do. After box sizing, inherit, and then they have given us all the colors. So we'll make a root variable for it, so that we can use those variables wherever we want to css variables. So let me make that first. Root, first one is pale blue, this pale blue. Let me have all of them like this, then we will change it there. Grayish blue, dark blue, very dark blue, and I set all the color which they have provided. And then after that, let me come to the body, and background color is, so we to use the css variable we have to do this var, and then we can directly give very dark blue. Let me save it. See what I was telling, this Fylo, this was not been shown. See, I was telling that I had already given this image logo, but it was not been shown because it is a white on a white background, it was not getting shown. So now after that, color is where pale blue, yeah, pale blue. They're saying it's a pale blue, but it's a sort of it's a sort of white only. So this is the main color, this pale blue. Okay, so after that, font size, will keep the base font size as 14 px. By default it is 16 px for a browser. So then after that, margin is 0. So this is done, and it is showing quite good now. But so the first styles which we are going to add are for the container class, our main class. So the container which wraps everything, and our main, this is also wrapping everything. So we will do for them first, then move forward. So we make some space, dot container, I hope I spelled it right, container, yeah. So background, so they have provided us a nice background bg desktop. If you see this background, this what background it is there, so they provided us that in the images folder. So here, so we are going to use that background url images bg desktop.png, no repeat, and it will be bottom. Let me do one more thing. This size, it should be this much to be actual, because that size was not good. Means Now it's a desktop size, so let's move ahead then. Background size is contain, and this display is grid. So we are going to use display grid and align items center. Nothing happened because unless in grid, it is not like flexbox. The moment you give display flex, something will happen. You have to give a grid template column, a grid template row. So GTR, grid template row, we are creating, and we are going to use the min max feature of grid min max. So you can check my grid series if you don't know what is this, all these things. I have a very good grid series also. So 250 x comma 1 fr is free space, either it will be 250 px or 1 fr. So we are creating the rows, and 120 px, yeah, so it is coming down, and then height I have to do 100 vertical height, and then it will come at the center where I want it. So then justify content stretch, justify items center. Yeah, now it is at the center where you want it. Let's put some padding is 24 px, and width is 100%. Then we will do this card, which again wraps everything. So when we're using this grid, what we are doing, that there is only one children for this container, and that is the main class. So it was doing for that. Then card again. So this card is the main thing, which contains actually two main things. The card, one is this section navigation, and another is the div detail wrapper. So these two will be its child. So this is very important concept in flexbox also and grid also. Who are the children, because it applies to them. Grid, and the gap is 24 pixels. So we have two children for the card. One contains this part and the other contains this part. We're doing this because this is one children and this is another children. So gap like this, justify content will be stretch, and then align items is and max width is 960 pixel. And the main thing which we need to do now is grid template column 1 fr and 1.5 fr, and so they are side by side. So we have created two columns, and now they are side by side, and one of the major layout is been done now the thing which we are going to do is to style the first section, this, which contains our Fylo logo. So what are the classes? Let's see. It has got a section of navigation, so we need to add the, let me copy it so that nothing is wrong. So let me come here, dot navigation, background color is where dash dash dark blue, yeah, this one. Border radius is 8 px, 8 tpx, 8 px, 8 px. See, so these are 8 px, but this one I have given the border radius more. So, and it is looking very ugly because I have, let me give some padding, 36 px. So now it is looking good. Okay, let me reset it. Then now we are going to do display grid. So I'm using grid a lot in this project. Grid template row. See, everything which you do with grid can be done with a flexbox, but offline I'm liking grid more. It has got more functionality than flexbox. Grid template row, 1fr 1fr. So 2 rows are this way, this one and this one I will create. So what are the children here? So this no, the children are actually navigation. This image, this Fylo is one children, and this navigation bar is the another children, which contains these three. So after that, gap I will give 24 px. So the gap is been made. Justify content is stretch. Min height is 175 px. Min width is 175 px. Now dot, let me collect it from here only. Navigation bar, this one which contain the button and all those things, so we'll target that now. Display is flex, and gap is, so the moment I did display flex, it came in this way. It was already in the row way, so if it is one not in row, flex make it row. So the gap is again 12 px. So now it is looking nice. Now we'll target the nav items. Each of the button will target. So let me do that. Background color is where very dark blue. Border radius is 6 px. Box, so it is giving some box shadow, none. Border is none. Now it is okay. Height is 48 pixel. Width is 48 pixel, padding is 12 pixel. So this is looking quite nice. Now we will create a details wrapper which will and mainly style this. So let's go ahead, and we have this details wrapper which wraps everything. So let me copy this first quickly. Our details wrapper, display is flex, direction is column, and then this details container which actually contains everything. So this text you have 815, this 185 is above, so this will go as a separate thing like this, 185 GB. So this contain our, you have got 815 GB left, and then a range indicator which we have not yet created, and the details range is also there, 0 to 1000 GB. So let me come here, and okay, I have not copied it, I have to copy this details container dot details container. Background color is var dash dash dark blue, border radius is 8 px, display grid template rows is 1 fr, and min height is 125 pixel. Padding, let us add some padding, it is not looking good because of that, 24 pixel. Width is 100%. So this is like this, and before we move forward, I don't know, I don't want this space. Actually I did a bit mistake in the HTML. This range point, this should be self-closing, not like this, but it is taking that additional space. If I make it self-closing, see, I want it like this, okay, so it was taking that additional space. And then this details range which contains just 0 and 1000 GB, we will style this, because in our design, if you see, let me show the design, they are far apart. So the best way is to do it is through flexbox. So display flex, justify content is space between. So now they are separated, and it is looking nice. Now we have a lot of thing to do here. Next, the thing which we are going to do is we are going to make our range, for which we just have some HTML. This range we just have some HTML, and there is a quite a bit of work here. This gradient is there, this circle is there, so we are going to make that now. Yeah, so the first class which it have is this range indicator container, which contains this too. So range indicator container, I'll copy range indicator container. It will have a background color of var dash dash very dark blue, border radius of 20 pixel, height of 20 pixel, margin of 12 pixel and 0. So it is taking shape, and then after that we have this range indicator, and inside this the range point. So this, with this range indicator, we are going to make that range, and the range point we are going to make that circle. So this all we are going to create it through our CSS only, as we just have a blank HTML there. Not range indicator, background is okay. So they have provided us as the gradient from and where we have to take. So let us make that. Background is linear gradient to right, comma. Now we have to go to the style guide and choose this first, and then comma, this, to choose this. Let me save it. Then border radius is 20 px, display is flex, direction is row reverse, and height is 16 px. Now it is going to show. Margin is 2 px. Now it is perfect, and width is 81.5%. Yeah, because we don't want it to go till the end as it is here. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to do is the range point, that this point. Let me come here again, and now we are going to do the range point. So this is the circle which will be shown here. So dot range point, background will be not background attachment, it is background where dash dash pale blue, border radius is 20 px, height is 14 px, and width is 14 px. Yeah, the circle have come, but I need a bit of margin also in it. Margin is 1 px, so that it can shift a bit down. Yeah, now it looks perfect. So now the thing is that we need to make the, it's a data remaining. So what is the data remaining? See, this thing we are going to make now. Okay, so for that, not data remaining, it is details remaining. So let this div contains this, so let me copy this details remaining, then let me come down here, details remaining, align item is center, background is where pale blue, border radius is 4px, color is where very dark blue, display is flex, gap is 4px, and justify content is flex and padding. Let's give some padding 18px, position we are going to have relative because we need to have to move it, position relative, but the width is too much, max width is 175px, and now we have it almost correctly, but the thing is that the spans which we have, that 185, we want to make it bold and bigger. See, because in this also you can see it is bigger, so we'll target that details remaining, and then span font size is 24px, font weight is bold. Yeah, it is done. I think the max width is okay, or I want it a bit small. Let it be like this, I will check later on. Okay, let me make it 165. 165, yeah, 165 is okay. Now the thing which we are going to make, it's a bit difficult. This triangle, sort of half triangle, this we are going to make, and this also we are going to make it with the CSS, and so let's go ahead. Dot details remaining before border bottom 10px solid. So we are using, there is a trick to make triangle, so we are using that trick. Transparent, you can always search how to make a triangle in CSS and you will get that trick. Border left is 10px solid transparent, border right is 10px solid where pale blue, border top is 10px solid where pale blue, content position absolute right is 0 pixel, top is 63 pixel. Yeah, so we got this, and then details remaining, we have some other we want to have these details remaining. Again, we will select all of the details remaining, and we have to move it. Actually, we have to move it. So let me do that. Dot details remaining, align self flex end, so it is moved to the end, right 24 px. Okay, top 24 px. Yeah, and we have moved it to the correct place. So now, as you can see, our desktop view is complete. Let me take it side by side. Yeah, so desktop view is complete. Now what we have to do, we have to do the mobile view. So what is the mobile view? Let me bring that mobile view also here. So this is the mobile view. It should look like this, the mobile view. Okay, so we have to make the mobile view now to complete our project. So let's complete it. At media screen and max width is 650 px dot card. So the card, we are targeting first the main card which wraps everything. So align items is stretch, grid template row is 1FR, 1FR, grid template column is 1FR. Okay, so for this to trigger, let me do it, bring it, change the size. Yeah, so see, with this much only, most of the thing is already done. Only with this two line of code, grid template row we have changed to 1FR, 1FR, and the grid template column we have changed to 1FR. So this is the power of grid. Okay, but now we have got a different background image. They have provided us with different background image for the mobile view, so we will do that. So dot container background url images bg bg let us check bg desktop or mobile. We should check bg bg mobile.png, no repeat, background size is cover, and it is covered, and justify item is stretch. So it is done. Now after that, we have to do this details wrapper. So this details wrapper, why we have to do this details wrapper? See, this 185 GB is there. There is a bit difference in the mobile view. As you can see, this is here, not here. So that details wrapper we have to do. So that thing is remaining. So let me go here and first target the details wrapper itself, and we'll make the position relative so that a child we can do that absolute thing which we need want to do now. Flex direction is column reverse. See, column reverse only it make it hung, so the reverse is working. And then details remaining, we will target this. The main thing which we want to do is details remaining, not details remaining. Align self is center. Just we have to use the position absolute now to move it perfectly in the position we want it absolute. So as you can see, this position absolute is actually very important to, and we can do anything with this, right? 128 px, move there, top 178 px, so it came here, and I don't want this triangle to be there. So for that, details remaining, and before display none. So it is there. Let me move. I think it is in the center. Yeah, it is in the center. Let me move it a bit more. So it's very easy to move it. So I think 135, 140. Let me do one thing. Let me move it from there. It will be much easier. So right, yeah, 158 seems perfect. 158. So you can do all these things from there. 158, and it seems perfect. So this complete our long series, long post actually for this front end mentors. It was it they say it is easy, but it is not that easy. It is quite complicated. You must have learned a lot of things here. So see you soon in the next challenge from front end mentors.